Hi, this is Trisha from Lemon Paper Lab. In this video, we are going to create a pattern stencil in Adobe Illustrator that we can save out as a SVG file, something that can be used with like a cutting machine to create a stencil. So let's go ahead and start by creating a new file. So I'm just going to use the dimension 600 pixels by 600 pixels and go ahead and click on Create. I'm going to zoom out a little bit, Command or Control with the minus key. And then I'm going to use the pen tool and then just start by drawing a diagonal line here. And then I'm just going to hit enter to finish off that line. And then I'm going to bring up the stroke panel here. If you don't see any of these panels, just go to Window and then you will find it here. So let's go ahead and give it a stroke. Let's go 200 pixels here. I'm going to zoom out some more, Command or Control with the minus key here. And then to create our diagonal stripes, we will need to duplicate this. So Command or Control C to copy it, Command or Control V to paste it. And then I'm going to go to my properties and then I'm just going to enter my values here. Let's go 0 for X, 0 for Y, and then let's paste that again, Command or Control V. And then this time we are going for that bottom corner, 600 for X, and then 600 for Y. So we have the start of our pattern. To actually create a pattern in Illustrator here, you need to create what's called a no fill, no stroke rectangle behind your pattern. So I'm just going to create it the size of my canvas here, 600 pixels by 600 pixels. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that stroke. And then let's align this to our canvas here, both horizontally and vertically. And then going to Object, let's go to Arrange, send it to back. And then I'm just looking at my layers here. We have it in the back, but we do need to make this a no fill, no stroke rectangle. So then I can just select all of those objects there. And then I'm just going to drag it into my swatches panel. So we can see it will save a swatch here. So I'm going to zoom out, Command or Control with the minus key. And then let's just test our pattern here. I'm going to grab a ellipse tool and then just drag and then just draw out the circle here. And then we'll fill that in with our pattern. You could always go to Object, Transform and Scale if you want to see it at a different scale. So if we turn off Transform Objects, maybe we go 25%, hit preview, you can see it change here, and we can see that our pattern is seamless. At this step, we can just go ahead and delete this circle. So at this point, we don't need our lines anymore, so I'm just going to highlight them and delete them. We still have this rectangle. I am going to fill it with our pattern, and then I'm going to scale it down. So I'm going to go to Object, Transform, and Scale. And then let's go 10% for this one. And you want to make sure Transform Objects is not selected. We just hit that preview to see how it looks. Clicking on OK, and I'll just zoom in, Command or Control with the minus key here. At this point, we need to just highlight it, and we're going to go to Object, Expand. And then let's try that again, Object, Expand. Sometimes you need to do it a couple times here. Let's see if we have to do it again. Okay, so we should be expanded here. Because we had scaled down our pattern, we also want to get rid of our clipping mask. So we're going to go to Object, Clipping Mask, Release. And then let's check that again, Object, Clipping Mask. Sometimes you have to do it more than once. So we've released our clipping mask, and if you check it a third time, that option's not there. So in this case, we just had to do it twice. And then another cleanup item. So I'm just going to create a circle here. We're going to go no fill, no stroke. And then I'm just going to use the magic wand tool here. I'm going to select that, and it will select all of our no fill, no stroke paths here. And then I'm just going to delete them. That way we can clean up our objects here. And then I'm actually going to select all of these. I'm going to make sure these are all expanded here as well. Make sure there's no issues there. And then with my Pathfinder, let's just go ahead and unite them just to clean up this area here as well. Next step is I'm just going to trim those edges. So let's get a rectangle the size of our canvas. We'll go ahead and align it. And then I am just going to use this move tool here. We'll select everything. And then I am going to hit this crop button in my Pathfinder. And that will just get rid of the excess around the edges there. And then we want to make this into a stencil, so we are going to give it a border. So I'm going to create a rectangle. This time it's going to be a little bit larger than my canvas. We'll go 650 by 650 here, and then we will align it. And let's just give it a different color just so we can see what's happening. We'll go to Object, Arrange, Send to Back. And then I'm going to just select all of those objects there. And then we'll go back to our Pathfinder. And this time we are going to use the operation minus front. As we can see, it did not work. So let's go ahead and undo that, Command or Control Z. So if you find that you run into just a situation where you feel like it's just not working like it's supposed to, there might just be something off about it. So one of the things you can try is just creating a no fill, no stroke, and then just making sure you don't have any of those ghost paths anymore. So it looks like we do. So let's just go ahead and delete that there. And then I'm going to test this again and see if that was our issue. We'll go here to our minus front, and we can see that that was the problem. So if you are doing this and you run into kind of something funky like that, just double check to make sure that you don't have any more of those kind of no fill, no stroke objects. So I'm selecting it here. I'm going to, let's turn it back to black because I like black. And then we'll go to properties, and then let's bring it back to our canvas size. Okay, so we have our finished stencil. You can save this as multiple different file types. One of the file types that you'll want to save it as is a SVG. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's go to File, Save a Copy. Just create a folder for this. We'll go Stripes, Stripe Stencil, and then we'll go give it a name, Diagonal Stripe Stencil. And then under Format here, you'll just select SVG. Clicking on Save. The settings I have here, I don't really know all the details for the different types. I just have it saved to SVG 1.1. Type is SVG. Under options here, image location set to link. CSS properties, we have presentation attributes, and then I have decimal places set to 3. And encoding is Unicode UTF-8. And then clicking on OK. And then just opening a cutting software like Cricut Design Space that you can use with your Cricut machines. We'll just go to a new project here. And then just under upload here, I can upload my image. We'll select it. Just navigate to your saved SVG file. We'll go ahead and open it here, and we can see it has been uploaded. We'll go ahead and click on upload. And then here you could just easily resize it and then cut it with your cutting machine to have a stencil that you can use on whatever craft projects you would like. Thanks for watching this video on how to create a pattern stencil in Adobe Illustrator. This is Trisha from Lemon Paper Lab. See you next time.